2, 3.
Hey Siri, how many genders are there?
Gender is a personal identity based on a spectrum between or separate from male and female. Therefore, there can be as many genders as there are people. It is often confused with sex, which refers to reproductive anatomy.
Hope everyone enjoys my new look for my awesome website, AngelaSoapbox.com. Thank you so much to CGTV Productions for setting this up and being absolutely amazing. I'm going to tell you a story. My name is Angela Box, and you may think you know me and know what happened to me in late 2014, but there's so much more you don't know. You see, I was canceled before canceling was cool. And for those of you who have never experienced the wrath of the collective left, I am here to tell you how it felt to be defamed, maligned, slandered, and libeled by the media, strangers, and even some so-called friends. Many moons ago, I wanted to be an actress. I did the LA thing for many years, but in my heart of hearts, I truly despise the entertainment industry. It was a definite love-hate relationship because I was good at acting and had some modest success, but I hated how insanely leftist everyone was and how conservatives had to stay hidden no matter what. As we have seen, these people are the least tolerant people on planet Earth. At some point, I decided to get a real job and went back to school to get my teaching certification for elementary. I come from a long line of teachers, and I knew that this was also something I was good at. In 2009, I left LA and never looked back. I was soon hired at a Houston school district teaching 2nd grade, and I also taught 4th grade math and science. I then was transferred to a very challenging inner city school, which was the toughest year of my life, and I'm not going to lie, I butted heads with my bosses. I didn't understand why the behavior I was seeing was tolerated, and I was very blunt, and it didn't make me a lot of friends. I thought long and hard about leaving education, but I gave it one more shot when I got my dream job teaching 3rd grade at an amazing school. In the meantime, I had met my friend Ed, who inadvertently changed my whole life. He was a panelist on a late-night cable access show called Tommy's Garage. He knew my politics and knew that I ate leftist for breakfast and suggested that I come watch the show and maybe become a panelist, which I did, and I absolutely loved it. And I was on the show for 6 weeks, when my entire life changed. On November 10th, 2014, at 2:30 in the afternoon, I was preparing my class to leave for the day when I received a call from the school's secretary. A reporter from Houston's local Fox affiliate wanted to talk to me to get my side of the story, and my heart sank into my stomach. I knew this had to be about Tommy's Garage. Even though I had never mentioned I was a teacher on the show and had no references to my work on social media, somehow word got out that an elementary school teacher was on this show that roasted leftists with no mercy. And that's all the media needed to attack. And attack they did. Within a day, I was receiving calls for interviews from different media outlets, and in the meantime, I was still going to work in a now extremely hostile environment. Parents were pulling children from my class, which broke my heart, and theirs. My emotions ran high, and my principal started to nitpick every single thing I did to seemingly find a reason to fire me. But I was standing my ground, and I would not resign as I had done nothing wrong. I told her I had a right to my private life and a right to my opinions, even if they offended her. One morning at 4:30 a.m., my nerves completely shot. I got a call from a local radio producer named Ken Webster. Told me to check my email, and what I found was a press release from the new Black Panther Party and the new Black Muslim Party. It quoted me as saying that this racist teacher, quote, called black people N's and black people were dumbasses for voting for Obama, end quote. Now, I had said a lot of unflattering things about the left's sacred cows of Barack Obama and radical Islamists, but I certainly did not say that. But I then realized, holy crap, I'm going to have to sue the man that put this press release out. This man and the local CARE chapter were planning a protest at my school to make sure I was run out on a rail. The media was swarming, and my students were sad, confused, and suffering. My ducklings, as I called them, were so unbelievably sweet, kind, and understanding. They used the Post-its that I gave them for classroom response to write, "We stand with Miss Box," and they put them on their shirts, and they wore them to lunch, specials, and recess. But I knew that the situation was untenable. It was getting harder and harder to do my job without breaking down into tears. Black colleagues I had been friends with were shunning me and doing so cruelly and in front of students. I did get support from parents, even minority parents, which meant the absolute world to me, but nobody was willing to go to bat for me publicly because they were afraid that this would happen to them as well. After all, I had attacked the one and only first black president, Barack Obama, and that was simply not allowed. I had to sue this man for defamation, and I had to somehow get out of the situation before it got worse. I was looking for an attorney, but I had no money, and attorneys cost $10,000. Finally, I was able to find one that did get me out of my contract and did think I had a solid defamation case. At all this time, the district was combing through my social media to see if anything this man had said could be proven. After 10 days of hell, doing my job and being ostracized and tormented, the district said, nope, this is a First Amendment case. She's not losing her job. We're not firing her. But I knew there was no universe that existed that I would keep my job at any point throughout the end of my contract. During this time, I was featured all over local, state, national, and even international media. My refusal to back down or apologize for having an opinion the left-wing psychopaths didn't like certainly didn't sit well with our leftist overlords, but I didn't care. There were no book deals for me, no defense funds, no $1 million GoFundMe accounts, or any of the other rewards lavished upon leftists who stand up for their beliefs. The support I received was grassroots, and it was from everyday men and women, and it kept me going. Unfortunately, my defamation case was never heard because my attorneys did not respond to a motion to dismiss. That's what happens when you don't have money for an attorney. I've been called a racist, an Islamophobe, a bigot, a slut, a moron, a whore, a xenophobe, an Islamophobe, anything you can imagine, and it did not feel good. But Winston Churchill once said, "You've got enemies in this life? Good. It means you stood for something." Because sometimes God has to shake you from your complacency, and that is what he did for me. 6.5 years ago, the left tried to cancel me and make me go away. They wanted me to grovel at their woke altar and apologize for offending their weak minds. I refused. I fought back. And my friends, so can you. Never forget this fact. There are more of us than there are of them. Capitulation to and appeasement of their dark, deranged philosophy is never the answer. So if you are canceled by these degenerate monsters, just remember, it does get better. They want scalps. They want blood. Never, ever, ever give them what they want. Tell the truth and stand firm. You will never regret it. So that's my story, guys. I've never really told it like this before, so please let me know what you think down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your leftist friends, especially because they hate my guts, and for me, that's a badge of honor. Until next time, everyone, keep fighting, keep staying strong, and if the left tries to cancel you, fight back. Bye.